Hi everyone, this is Nonso. I've been gone for a while, but I'm kind of back on YouTube today I wanted you to see the person behind the screen, and hopefully I get to do a lot of these videos. So let's talk about the June 2023 Power BI update. There is loads and loads of exciting features on this one, but today I'm going to be talking about the one I'm particularly interested in right now. And drum roll, that is the Power BI desktop developer mode. Power BI desktop developer mode. I'm going to tell you what this means for you and I as developers, right? So the Power BI desktop developer mode is a preview feature, which means that you need to go ahead and enable it in your options and settings. So you go ahead to your options and settings, options, preview features, and you enable that. Once that's done, you get this new feature in where you get to save your report as a PBIP file. Now, that is a bit different from what we know, which is our PBIX and our PBIT. Usually, we save our files as PBIX files, and then we can save as a template, PBIT. But now you get PBIP. Once you save your file as a PBIP, you get your data set, your report, and this get ignored there in that folder. Now, what does this mean exactly? What is the use of this Power BI desktop developer mode? What is its capabilities? What does it offer to us? Now, it offers you source control with Git. Now, let me break it down a bit. This means that as you work on any project, you can be able to track your revisions. You can be able to track any changes you make. So basically, what we're going to do is we're going to initialize a repository, a Git repository. We're going to make use of VS Code. And once we initialize the repository, we open our folder, we initialize the repository. We're going to be able to make any change in Power BI desktop and come back to our repository and see those changes. So it will help you to also make comparison between revisions. So I'll give you a context here. I changed a measure. So I wrote a measure called average average number of people living below the poverty line or something of the sort. And then I decided to change that measure to the total number of people because I want to get the total number of people living below the poverty line. So once I effected that change, I was able to go back to my repository in VS Code. So I was able to go back to VS Code and I was able to compare the revisions. So it was like giving me like a side-by-side of how I had my average and converted it to a different measure, making use of total. So this is really, really helpful for you to track your changes, track all the revisions you make, and hopefully be able to change those revisions as well. Now, what's the second thing I like about this collaboration? I'm big on collaboration. I love working on sole projects, but I also find collaboration to be something that is really, really interesting. So with Power BI projects, you can collaborate with fellow developers. Okay. Collaborate with fellow developers using Azure DevOps. You would have to create a repository in Azure, create that repository, and then anybody you're collaborating on would need to have access to that repository as well. So they can clone the repository to their local machine, so they have like their own repository and make any changes they want to make, but they have to commit all the changes to the main repository. So you and your fellow developer can collaborate together and work on projects together. I don't know if this is flowing as well as I want it to, but basically, I find these two features to be too exciting. So I'm still exploring what the Power BI desktop developer mode has in store for us. And I want to know if you have any additions and contributions, let me know in the comment section. But before we get into that, let me show you a little demo of what I mean. Right, so in Power BI now, I'm just going to do a little demo. So I'm going to save this report. So this is a report I worked on for a competition. And I'm just going to make use of this report to just explain what I mean. So I'll go to File, and I'll go to Save As. And yes, so you see, this is PBIP. Now, if you don't have this in your options here, once you want to save, what do you need to do? Let's cancel this. Come over to File, Options and Settings, Options. Then your preview features. Then you're going to see Power BI project. So since this is a preview option, you need to enable it. So if you haven't enabled it first, you meet it like this, then you have to come over here to enable this and okay. So once that's done, then I want to go back and save this file, save as, I want to give it a new title and I want to save it in a new folder. So I'll just call this my dev mode demo, developer mode, dev mode demo, right? And PBIP selected, and then I'll select my folder I want it to be stored in dev mode folder. Then I'll just save this here. So that's saved now. What are we going to do next? We're going to go to that folder which we've saved it in. So let's go to there. So I'm in my desktop and I'll go to my dev mode folder and you can see exactly what I said. So you have your data set, you have your report, you have your dev mode demo, which is your PBIP file, and this key signal. So this is your data set where you're going to see your model feature. So this model is about the measures you create and everything. Let's go to VS Code now. So ideally, you'd want to open this with VS Code. You just want to right click and open with VS Code. But for some reason, I don't see this option on my own system. So what I just do is I just go to VS Code, right? So I have VS Code open here. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to open a new window. So File, New Window to work with. And now we are in VS Code, right? So now we're in VS Code. What I'm going to do is come over here and open folder, or come over here, open folder. Anyway, it works. So open folder, I'm going to open the folder I want, which is my dev mode demo, right? So go to desktop, dev mode, right? Dev mode, just dev mode. Select the folder. So now a folder is opened. So you can see this, right? So come over here and initialize repository. So you come over to this dot icon, then you initialize repository, just what I did. So to commit, you're just going to write a message. So let's just write init, and commit. Commit them directly. Let's say yes. Once that's done, what we're going to do next is try to see how these changes and revisions I was talking about, how this works. So I'm going to go to Power BI Desktop now, and I'm going to make a change, and I'm going to come back to VS Code to see that change play out, to see if it actually works. So let's go to Power BI Desktop. So we're back in Power BI Desktop, right? I'm going to move this to this part. Yes. So now we're in Power BI Desktop, right? So there's this measure I created here. So as you can see, this is like average number of people living below the poverty line. So I'm going to change that to some. Let's say I want to get total. So I'm changing that to some, and I'm changing this to total number of people. Then, yeah. So we're going to go back to our VS Code right now. So let's go to VS Code, and yes. So go back to your Power BI desktop and save your changes. So go back to Power BI and save those changes. Save it. So that's saved now. Let's go back to VS Code. Exactly. Now you see your changes being affected. So you need to save and then come back here and see your changes. Right. So this is our changes here, right? So this is the model. Changes that was affected to the model. Now, do you see it here? You see you have like a Swiss side by side telling you, okay, you have average number of people living below, and this is red. This is almost like in football where you see players coming, going out, very and you see the red icon, and you see another player coming in, and you see like the green icon. So this red is like what we changed, and this is what we have now. For the name of the measure, under measures, and the expression we changed. So do you see how this works? So with this, you can be able to track any changes that happened and revert back to any change you want. So let's stage our changes and let's commit it. So for collaboration using Azure DevOps, right, you would need to go to Azure DevOps. So we'll just go to your search engine, Azure DevOps, Azure DevOps. Azure DevOps services. So you can start free or start free with GitHub. I'm signed in already. If you haven't, you can go ahead and sign in. And so I have this dev mode demo project created already, but we're going to create another one. Just so you understand what that is. So new project, And I'll call this dev mode demo. Dev mode demo. Add an extra word, so demo and private. I'll just create one. So you create a new project first of all. So the first thing to do once we come to Azure DevOps is to create a new project. Now, so this is our dev mode demo I just created. Now, with this new project, now we're going to create a repository. So this is our repository here. And I'm going to copy this, and go over to VS Code. VS Code. Nice. Just enter in any credentials you're asked to. Let's check VS, Azure DevOps rather. Let's go ahead and publish that. Publish. Now we can see that in our files. So now that you've done this part, you can now be able to collaborate with anyone working on this project as long as you're synchronized with this as your DevOps repository. So this was a bit technical, but we are developers, so hopefully you get the hang of it. And yeah, let me know if you have any difficulties following along. Let me know where you got stuck handling this, and just drop it in the comment section and I'll make sure to respond and help as fast as I can. Yeah, so thank you for watching this video. And this concludes the quick demo on Power BI Developer Desktop Mode. Let me know what video you would like me to make next. Let me know what you would like me to discuss or explain about technical concept or anything else. And if you like this video, please make sure to like it, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one. Let's get my channel to 1.5K subscribers. I would really, really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching this video, and please make sure to like. Again, please like, please subscribe, and share to any Power BI developer you know out there. I'll see you in the next one.